Welcome to the podcast, Through the Thick and Thin, where we highlight what it takes to be in a successful marriage. We live in a day and time where over 50% of all marriages fail. I believe it's because we're missing something, and in order to find it, I want to tap into those who have been successful in their commitment to their marriage. Each week, we will highlight a couple who has endured a test of their marriage and discuss how they were able to overcome it. Join us in this journey through the thick and thin. Now help me welcome our host, John and Mia Ruffett.
And that's why I want to ask, because you said something, the things that you were describing requires each other's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we live in such a distracted world right now.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's hard. People go home and they are on their phones. They are, doing work. They bring their work home. And you may have, like you said, you're in a crucible. You may have an issue that you need to talk about, but you're so distracted that you don't give your partner your undivided attention.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's possible to connect the way you just described and not having your undivided attention, not having your partner's undivided attention.
Yeah.
And so I guess my question to you is that intentional? Was that purposeful? Or is it just your nature? How did you create an environment where when y'all meet each other, you remove the distractions and gave each other your undivided attention? Like, how did that come about? Because I know for some people, naturally, they'll be distracted. You can talk to them and they're watching TV. You can talk to them and they're on their phones. Or you can talk to them and they're not on anything. They looking like
I think that that's a great question, but I also think that it's very much the culture of our connection, because we have such longevity that we actually cultivated our relationship in a time prior to a lot of the distractions that currently exist. So it's in the DNA of our relationship. We're kids of hip hop that used to read lyrics on album cover. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. We had to wait for the song to play on the radio and record it on a tape cassette. Yes. I know. Hey, yes.
And so I think that the eye contact and the camaraderie and the banter, being present in each other's presence and loving each other well, that's a part of it's always been. So if we forfeited that now, we would be exchanging the truth of what we had for a lie,
Yeah.
So I think that's a key thing, but I'm not saying there's no hope for people who got married in this digital age.
Right.
I'm just saying that for us, it's a priority because it is the original connection.
Now, let me just say this. We are pro marriage workshop, marriage class, marriage anything, marriage retreat, because your marriage, you have to work on it. You cannot just, we married is happy ever after. You have to work on it. So, you give the analogy, you buy a car, it ain't going to just run. You got to do maintenance on it, right?
That's right.
So you have to do the maintenance. You have to glean from an older couple that, they may have something like, man, that's good. And then ask them questions, be like, hey man, I admire y'all relationship, y'all marriage, just how do I deal with this issue or this issue? And glean that information, learn what you can from other couples, because it's important to have that humility to where you can learn, because sometimes, you talk to people and they've been, oh, go ahead.
No, you just made a powerful point about learning from other couples, and
I was waiting to jump in there, but go ahead.
Okay. So you highlighted older couples, but I would dare to say, don't sleep on new couples.
Yeah.
Because their communication style, their eye contact, there's so much you can glean. We used to do these parties called covenant parties, and we do these marriage games. And there was a communication game that I would do where I would put couples back to back and we would give instructions. And every time the newlyweds in the room would kill it every time
Yeah.
because they still, familiarity has not bred contempt and they value their partner's voice in a way that people who are seasoned, it's just like you have these patterns where you cut each other off. Like I just cut my husband off. So,
It's okay.
but I asked permission. So
But
thank
see,
you.
I'm different. So she can cut me off all day and I don't even hear it. But
And it's soul crushing for me if he cuts me off.
there you go. So, but I know that about her. So
Right.
that's in my book. Like, don't cut her off because she'll
Mhm.
snap. You know what I mean? Not snap, snap internal. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you really hurt my feelings when you cut me off. Like, dang, I didn't even realize I did. Because my family, we cut each other off all the time. I be
Right.
talking to my sisters, cut them off. They cut me off. They cut me off. Nothing. But
Come from a big family.
But you got, we got this reverse birth order. She got 2 older brothers. I got 2 older sisters. She got a sister under her. I got a brother under me. She got a little brother. I got a little sister. So
And they're all the same age. Like we're
age.
true
It was
middle
crazy.
children.
It was like, when we met each other, it was like,
Destined.
That's what it is.
understand.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we middle children too. So
y'all are alike.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and a
So
lot
should
of
we be finding people that have commonality? Because this is opposite attract.
no, we
I believe. So I feel my way through life. He thinks his way through life.
Okay.
So when we go through times where we're not hearing each other clearly, I'm like, okay, Toya, you might need to feel less and think more
Mhm.
and vice versa. So I know how to present something with brevity and be concise and be more logical in order for him to hear me and vice versa. So I don't think the advice or the generalization is find someone you're like, because we have a lot of core values and we have a lot of commonalities in terms of some of our convictions, but we're very different. And I think that's what keeps things interesting and fun.
Yeah. I want to go back to something because I think it's also important. I just want to bring this factor out of it. So yes, I truly believe that we need to connect with couples who can give us wisdom.
Yeah.
But some people we don't need to bring into our business though.
absolutely. And we have,
Family.
but you got to have rules for that. You see what I
Okay.
mean? And so,
So what's the rules?
we have established rules, contracts about, people that come live with us. Oh, we have a contract laid out for that. And if you can't adhere to this contract, then you can't stay here.
Man, that is amazing.
And that's something we put together so that this don't compromise our family, our marriage. We ain't got no problems because up front the way we get down, right? Okay,
Right.
so that's one way in terms of family members, or friends.
Give me an example of something that would be in the contract just for those new couples who all of a sudden people want to move in because you guys bought you a house.
Yeah, and that's real, and say, okay, so this is my house. We have children. Okay, so no cussing in the house, no arguing with your spouse in the house in front of the children. You can do that behind closed doors.
No drinking.
No drinking.
Smoking.
No smoking, because we don't drink and we don't smoke. So
Right.
why you gonna come in our house and violate that? You can go outside in the backyard or whatever, but what you're not gonna do is in the house. And then we got you must pay rent. You gonna pay us while you're staying here.
You ain't getting comfortable.
We not,
You ain't getting
and
comfortable.
it's an end date.
Yeah.
It ain't no just whenever. It's an end date
Say that for the back. You have to have an end date.
Yeah.
because it ain't no goal if it ain't measurable. Right?
Yeah, you can't just come in. You got 3 months.
And another thing, you need to go to church. Now it ain't like it ain't got to be our church. It ain't got.
Right.
You got to have some type of form of a spiritual,
Right.
church, a Bible study, something
Yeah.
every week because it's helping you stay on track. Now, if they want to come live with you, they already know how you get down, right?
Right.
So it ain't like you my child, but if you coming to live with me, then it's some things that's not in place. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
That's just like, so we need to
We also have
establish
guidelines to protect our
guidelines
kids.
to protect our kids.
Right.
We
Well, like around sleeping, like in terms of, just some guidelines to make sure that no one's good is evil spoke of.
Yeah.
Keeping things on the up and up. because, children should be able to be children in their home and be safe. And
That's right.
Yeah.
And people bring in, and I know this is probably going to be like you talking stuff that don't make sense, but people bring in evil spirits sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
People bring in, you can't come in here with your attitude, with your anger,
and so the way the contract is laid out, if somebody's spirit ain't right, I ain't gonna do that. Well, you ain't living here. You see what I mean? And so that just kind of sets a boundary. You know what I mean? And then that's protecting your marriage, your family.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it don't matter if they such and such or they this relative or that. If they can't abide by that, then they don't need to be in your house.
Yeah, I've told people to leave.
That's the compromise.
Because they just being so negative.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, nah, we in a negative home.
Yeah. Yeah.
We positive. We know even if something bad happens to us, we try to find the silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
We try to be positive about it because we want our environment to be happy.
Yeah.
I can't have people come in and just be.
Now we also have kind of like outside of the contract, we have like we have rules like I won't talk bad about my wife to nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To like dudes or women, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
She wouldn't talk bad about me to other people because if you tearing down your spouse, then people who were respecting you at first, now they're looking at you like, oh, he don't get his clothes up off the floor in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't. You know what I'm saying? It'd be some little thing that, next thing you know, they holding stuff against you and you ain't even, because we've known people in relationships and things are maybe they be going through something and then they just pass their spouse, right?
Yep.
Then they get back with them and they have amnesia of all the stuff they trashed them about.
Right.
And it's like, what you want us to do? You know what I mean? Like, if he doing all this, well, y'all ain't on good terms. And then you get on good terms, it's making both y'all look crazy. You know what I mean? And so I think that discretion is important.
You know, something else that I also add to that is I don't talk bad about anybody else's marriage. That's to me is a no-go. Like you can't, if you come to me and you talking about your marriage as something negative and you think I'm going to join in, because I feel like that gives people permission to talk about mine.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give you permission to talk about mine. So I'm not going to talk about yours. And there's so many times people come to me and they're telling me, hey, this is what she did. This is what it like. I don't talk about people's marriage. Then just don't do it because you ain't going to talk about mine. Because I'll go to war over mine. So hey, let's keep that to yourself.
Absolutely.
But you were about to say something. What are your thoughts?
I was just absorbing what y'all were saying, but I was thinking about a very seasoned couple that we know who asked us a question that became one of our rules. It was, are you all close enough to where if one of you were attracted to someone else, that you could confide that in your spouse? And I just thought that was an amazing safeguard against infidelity, because rather than tell my girlfriend, because what you feed will grow and what you starve will die, why not tell it to the person that could help me navigate through that in a healthy way?
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Isn't that powerful?
That is beautiful. Have you practiced that?
We have, but thankfully we haven't. Like we have, like it's always been one time my husband thought I was joking, but I was for real. We were watching something and I was like, I'm attracted to that character. And it was that character's wholesome values. It was a man's man, all these things. And at first when I told him, it was like somebody who was so polar opposite.
This is my wife, y'all. I'm gonna talk so much about.
Start a new job. I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah, so yeah, that was
This man through crazy thing. You came here to get a touch of peace.
now you know why I'm winning. Now you know why I'm winning for real.
Oh, I'm so glad you made that. I'm so glad you
But
made
this is Mia, and we've been married. We've been married 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
20
wow.
years last month.
Come on,
So,
congratulations.
so
Thank you.
we're like behind y'all. They 27,
Yeah. It'll be
26,
27 this year.
27
Oh,
this
wow.
year.
Wow.
So yeah, 1999.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, so what we were talking about was in our marriage safeguards that we have and what rules we put up so that other people can't infiltrate
Yeah.
our relationship
Yeah.
and make sure that we keep our relationship solid. And I was telling them, they were saying that they don't talk bad about their spouse to anyone. And I said, I don't allow no one to
Yeah.
talk
I
bad.
caught that one.
I don't allow nobody to talk bad about their spouse to me.
Right.
Because you can't, and I've had this situation more than once, because you're not going to talk about mine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I guess, okay, so let's go into our next question. Then overall, we're talking about how to keep the fun and excitement and the connection alive.
Mhm.
Me and Mia just came off a vacation, which is great. Now, sometimes vacations can be really tough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and sometimes it can be really rejuvenating.
Yeah.
This one was rejuvenating for me.
Yes. We went on the family reunion.
Mhm.
It is John's side family reunion.
Okay.
And we don't get a chance to see the family that much because we are in Alabama
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
everybody else is North Carolina, Florida, California.
Okay.
Nobody is in Alabama but
Mhm.
us. And so we only really get a chance to see them maybe once a year, maybe twice.
Mhm.
So I'm a family person
Mhm.
and I enjoy being with family and around family. And our daughters don't have a lot of cousins their age and stuff. He comes from a really big family, so there's people in every age group.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think it was really good, and everybody enjoyed themselves, and we were able to
Right.
go and enjoy.
And it was just connective.
Mm.
Like, even my daughters, usually they're on their phone,
Yeah.
they're disconnected, their social media. But in this particular time, what's really important for us as family, they had what, 4 or 5 other cousins?
Yeah,
their
their
age?
age, yeah, teenagers. They play in their own pajama slumber party.
Yes.
And I went to sleep on them.
Yeah.
I could just hear laughter
Yes.
on the other side, and I
Yeah.
was like, they're happy.
That's so good.
It was so amazing.
Yeah.
And my daughters who don't speak, don't really want to get up and do anything, were volunteering
Mhm.
Yeah.
to do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they helped set up one of the outings we
Events,
had, one of the events. They
were clever.
talked when we asked questions about
Yeah.
what
was
you were
amazing.
doing. It was so amazing.
Aw.
Because they did things so out of their ordinary. It was
Mhm.
just like,
Yeah. That's so
And-
fulfilling.
And so I was thinking, like, how do we duplicate that? I'm like, I do a vacation every month. If I could duplicate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I can duplicate it. And like you were saying earlier, it wasn't really about the money, because sometimes I take vacations and I hate how much money I had to spend.
Yeah.
Hate it. Like I'm complaining. I'm be honest. I'm complaining because I didn't see the value. I would have paid double what I paid this vacation.
Mhm.
Triple.
Mhm.
That's how valuable it was for me. I enjoy it. It was worth every cent.
Yeah.
And I want to know how to duplicate that. Like, I don't know, babe, maybe you haven't been here, so you can tell. Well, what were some of the things that happened that you think could be duplicated to make sure it happens again?
I think we have to be intentional
Okay.
with our planning.
Mhm.
I was speaking with a family member who did not come,
Mhm.
and I missed her. I sent her a text, and I was like, I said, I wish you were here. Like,
Yeah.
because I had talked to her a little bit before because she was planning to come, and then, things didn't work out. And so I was like, we got to come up with a plan because we can't keep going as far all these months, year or two, and not see each other because
Yeah.
it was so good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we got to come up with a plan so we can make sure that everybody's there next time. Like we just got to do it. We just got to figure out something now, and we be intentional. We can be ready to roll when it's time for the next one.
Yes. Oh, I think one, and we didn't have this here, but I know it always helps, all inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
where all of the
Yeah.
critical things
Yeah,
are
already
taken care of.
way before you go.
Yes, those
Yeah.
make trips
That's the
fun.
game
Yeah.
changer.
What about you guys? Like, do you have those trips? I'm sure you do, but when you have those trips where it just feels rejuvenating, what are some of the um, takeaways or duplicate the things that can be duplicated to ensure it happens again?
So one of my personal favorite local nonprofit organizations is Black Kids Adventures. And it's so awesome to have someone do all the heavy
Yes.
lifting and all you
I've
gotta
heard
do is
about
show up.
them.
Yes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He loves
I'm interested.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
They have a whole
Break
boat
it down.
ride and they go on little trips.
Yeah.
it's
And we were
amazing.
planning on going on one, but the
Really?
weather um didn't go through. I don't know if you remember. It was like in June, but like the
Okay.
sky fell out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then I just never followed back up on it
Yes.
because somebody said it to me like, "Hey, might want to check this out.
Oh yeah. It's
I think it's something your daughter
everything.
might enjoy." I was like, "Okay."
It's literally fun
What's the
for
name of it?
blackKidsAdventures.org.
Okay.
And the entire experience from start to finish is good,
That
clean
was
fun
good.
for the whole
Yeah.
family. For the whole family.
So I need to revisit it
Absolutely.
and like
Please
sign up and
get
come
on
to
their
every day.
mailing list.
Okay.
Come when they have local. And one thing I love about it, like I said before, blessings of the Lord make it rich and add no sorrow. It is something that they do so much in terms of securing grants and that it's so cost effective. Like
It's
when you
just
said you would pay
ridiculous.
double, that's rare to hear because most of the time people have buyer's remorse after they leave events like a family reunion because things can be so costly,
Yeah.
but it is an investment that you will never regret making.
Man, I did stuff I ain't never think I'd do. We went whitewater raft, and that was it. And I don't know how they get these grants, but it does not cost what you think it costs. It is like
Man,
a
It's
fraction of
amazing.
I'm excited.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like
We're plugging them.
Uh-huh.
Look, and we're sending it out to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's local here.
Yes, it's
all
local.
over.
Here. We're so
Local
blessed.
there. Oh,
Found them during 2020. NPR did an article on them. And I was like, I don't know who this woman is, but she is my sister. Like, I remember sharing it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and we just locked in and we go as often as
as we can.
we
Okay.
can. So they
Smoky
have
Mountain.
family adventure camp.
Okay.
We go to local hikes. We try to go to as many because it's paddleboarding, canoeing.
Sunset paddleboard.
Oh my
Where
goodness.
you go out there
Mhm.
on the river and watch the sunset.
Yeah.
I call it Wakanda in the woods when we're in the woods and Wakanda on the water when we're on the water.
Yeah.
But it really is an affinity space. And there's something so disarming about being in a place that we aren't historically welcome
Mhm.
and feeling the power of the collective. It is amazing for every age. And all just like you described at your family reunion, your kids will gravitate towards their peers and find their like forest friend. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
we
going to
gotta
have
do
to
it.
really check back into
Yeah,
it because
Yeah.
I think that particular event was like biking or on wheels on the Flint River or
Mhm.
something at Hayes
Uh-huh.
Nature Preserve.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, they've gone to Hayes before that.
Yeah.
This should be nice,
Yeah.
getting outside in
Yeah.
nature and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it when we get a chance to do things outside
Yeah.
together.
Well,
There's something symbiotic about being outdoor.
So I was gonna say, in terms of marriage, Toya and I, we have a thing. Say, it's a first. And so it was things that like I'd be on travel, and I was like, like going to the Niagara Falls. Like a long time ago, I used to have to go to Buffalo a lot, but I didn't go to the falls because I wanted to experience it with Toy. So it was like it wasn't to like
Last year,
it was some
2 years ago.
No, it was like 2 or 3 years
It
ago.
was 2
We
years.
finally went.
Mhm.
And I had been up to Buffalo a long time ago.
Yeah.
Several times. But I never really went because I wanted to go with her. And so we went, and it was like it was a first. So we try and make sure that we experience first together, because you experience something for the first time and you have it with your spouse, it creates like a bonding moment. You know what I mean? And so just kind of be careful about those first, and like if you can do it with your spouse so that
Maybe we should go
it,
there.
it'll be like a, you know,
It'll be a
Yes.
first.
It'll be a
Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
neither one of us have ever gotten there.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
remember when we went to the Grand Canyon? That
Yeah,
was the
that was the
first for us
first.
to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
to us.
And
And it
think
was a great
about
experience.
that's what dating consists of.
Yeah, a lot of firsts.
Where are you taking you?
Yeah.
Going to Stars and Stripes. I've never been there. Oh my goodness. So you have this built-in
Yeah.
bond, experiencing these new experiences together,
Together.
and then get stuck in the monotony of doing a different version of the same thing. It feels anticlimactic. And this is where the enemy can come in
Yeah.
because now if you're out on a business trip and you have this first with your coworkers, it's feeling like these endorphins and these warm fuzzies that you're bonding with your coworker. It's
Yeah.
like you could have had that experience with your spouse.
So let me put that keyword up there. Protect your first.
Yeah.
That's good.
Give that to your spouse. Don't go and have first with other people if you can help it.
Yeah.
If you can help it, make sure you protect that. Because it's like watching TV shows. You know, you got that show
Yeah.
and it's coming on and you have a chance to watch it before your partner. Don't do it. Stop.
Yeah, like they cheating.
Yes. I've already seen it.
Why you never get right? We only watched it.
Don't be like me. Make sure you wait for your partner. Be with your partner. Marriage is supposed to be an adventure.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
Supposed to be an
Yeah.
adventure.
yeah.
And
I think that is so dope. It's like, please don't take that lightly. I think that's probably one of the smartest things a couple can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save your first
Save your first
for your
sure.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
goodness.
We had a
I'm
first. Just our last date night, we went to the little river. We didn't even know it
So
existed.
I am a water girl, grew up on Lake Michigan, and I
Mhm.
sabbatical each year. But when I come back, being landlocked is hard for me because I think I'm supposed to be watching the sunset on the water every time the sunset.
Yeah.
So our last, not this past week, but
Please.
previous week, date night, I was like, babe, can we like go to Gunnersville? And we used to live by Ditto Landing. So we'll go there sometimes, but that'll make me sad because I'm like, we no longer can ride our bikes here, you know?
Yeah.
So he was like, well, babe, if we go to Gunnersville, by the time we get there, the sun was setting at 8:02.
Mhm.
We were going to arrive at 8:05.
Yeah.
And I was like, water near me. And y'all, within 11 minutes of our home, we found a kayak input point.
Oh, wow.
And we've lived there for years. And I never,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It was all peaceful. People was just swimming with their kids and all.
It was an amazing first.
Mm.
And I just thought, rather than me lament over it's not Lake Michigan,
Yeah.
I was like, God, you gave me the desire of my heart.
Mhm.
And all I had to do was ask. Like we literally have not, because we asked not. I never said water near me.
Right.
Because I think in my mind, I know where the water is. We live on Flint River, but all of the properties, because of flood they own the plot all the way up to the river. So it's not public access. So here I was living in water park, but I actually had access to a
Yes.
body of water.
Just right down.
Yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
that was a first. So now we've been looking for kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
That is amazing.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got to wrap this up, but I think this has been so good. And there's been so many little nuggets. We're probably going to put little captions on all the little nuggets that we've had. But I just want to go around the room and just tell me out of this conversation, what's one thing that you would reiterate to, anyone that's watching that's trying to figure out how do I stay through the thick and thin?
Mm.
We'll start with Mr. Popular.
Oh, I would say look inward, and if you feel like it's a problem with your spouse, look inward and see what it is that you can do. This goes back to like learning your spouse in terms of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we having a problem in communication. Okay, why are we having this problem? Search
Yeah.
yourself first, because
Yeah.
you can see the speck in your brother's eye, but not the plank in your own. You know what I mean? So look for that plank in your own eye and work on yourself and say, okay, well, I'm not communicating. Well, maybe I'm not speaking the language that she can hear it, and so I need more empathy. I need to change my words to where they're received.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if, you say something a certain way, it's not received. So I would think, in short, work on yourself, and then, and serve your wife. And so if you can just serve her, even though, and, you know, unless a seed go in the ground and die, it can't bear fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. And so sometimes you got to die to yourself so that you can bear that fruit of a good marriage. So I think it's just dying to self, learning yourself, learning how to communicate with your wife, what you need to work on. Always look back at yourself and say, okay, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why am I coming at it like that? What is it about me that's feeling like this? And so this way you can work on yourself, and then it's like you'll start seeing that, okay, it takes two. And if she working on herself and I'm working on myself, then it's gonna be nice.
Right.
It's gonna be nice.
I love it. I love it. Take accountability for what you can do in the relationship.
Yeah.
Not so much look at what your partner needs to do.
Right.
Take some self accountability. That's what I heard.
Mhm.
Okay. Right here.
I have twofold. One is, if you start to grow, know that that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to grow apart from your spouse. You guys can actually grow alongside each other. So I think sometimes people start to do like inner healing work, and they think they're so evolved that they begin to use therapy words and think that they've got everything all figured out. So my second part of that is, leave therapy words to the therapist, and lay aside your TikTok degree and everything that your algorithm has fed. And now you're trapped in this echo chamber. So you think
Yeah.
it must have been the Holy Spirit. This video about narcissism came. Stop. And truly, um, much like my said, look within, stop trying to get the speck out of somebody else's eye. But truly, like, knowing that awareness comes before change, but that does not have to mean that you grow apart from your spouse, because in the same way that God can do a work in your heart, in your mind, in your life, he can do that as well in your spouses.
That's right. For me is you have to have that 90s type of love before and you missed this part, but it's that before the technology came out, before distractions were around, when we had to actually be patient with each other.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Write a note, send a letter, go to someone's house. We can't neglect those things that take time, almost like a smoker, when people are grilling, where, it's not a fast cook, it's a slow cook. Sometimes that slowing down and that intentionality is very therapeutic for the relationship. All right. What about you? Stop looking at me like that. We on TV.
I just think being intentional about spending time with each other and making a space for that.
Yeah.
And that's something I know we need to work on more. That's, uninterrupted, like,
Yeah.
permanent date nights.
Yeah.
So no matter what.
Yeah.
They're just Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. So, because sometimes, and I know we're done, but as professionals, she's a assistant principal and I own my own business, and you're an engineer, and you're just everywhere. You're doing all kinds of things, and you're like a counselor yourself, right? You do
Coaching.
personality testing and all that good stuff. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our career and what we're doing that we pull from other aspects of our lives. We pull from our time with our kids. We pull from our time with our spouse. Yeah. We pull from our time with ourselves
Mm-hmm.
because we're trying to feed other things, and we got to be real careful with that.
Oh, that's good. Because
Yeah.
I have a tendency to work until something is done. So very focused on it.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, she calls it whistle while you work. Like, take a break, relax, and I'm like, take a break. No, I gotta get through this. But I'm learning, that that's not necessarily a bad thing to take a break.
That's right.
Because we not promised tomorrow. I can work, and just die, but I ain't get no enjoyment in it.
Right.
And accomplishing that goal. So basically, it's about the journey too.
Yeah.
You can't just celebrate when you get there.
That's right.
Because me, I'm like focused, like this is what we do. But I'm finding that the journey is important.
Yep. All right, through the thick and
Through
thin,
the thick and
we're
thin.
going to stay together through the thick and thin. It doesn't matter. There's no exit strategy. One thing that they said that I thought was really important was before they got married, he made her say, there's no,
Divorce is not
is not an option. Like 3 times.
No, like 11 times.
He's sure that was her. So yeah, don't forget to speak out loud where you guys are. I love you, babe. All right. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. This stuff is important. And I really want everyone to get it and be blessed by it. So we'll see you guys soon.
After 20 years of marriage, we have been tested and we have endured. We cannot predict what the next 20 years may look like, but we are sure that we are better together and that we know how to make it through the thick and thin. See you next time.